Hello everyone, I welcome you to the political science class. Today we will talk about various forms of government. Let's first understand that what is government. Constitution is a set of rules and it defines the formation of government. It decides the distribution of power among the various organs of government and it decides the composition of the government. Right, so there can be various types of government, and government is any organization that makes the laws, policies for the country, for the welfare of the people living in the country. It enforces these laws and gives justice to the people, brings development in the country. So this is called government. Government is any body which makes the laws. It's a basically political body which makes the laws and applies those laws and gives justice, brings development and prosperity in the country. As you can see, there can be various forms of government, like theocracy and monarchy are the ancient forms of government. Democracy is one of the modern form of government, and dictatorship, which became popular during the world wars. Anarchy can be another form of government. So there can be variety of governments. Let's discuss them one by one. So the first and the most common form of the government during the ancient time was monarchical system. The monarchy. The word term monarchy came from the root mono, M-O-N-O, mono, which means one royal family, means here the king or queen rule over the country. They hold the power and they hold the absolute power. No one can challenge them, and this monarchy believes in the theory of the divine rights, means they believe that the king or queen gets their power through the god. They are the representatives of the god, and god had given them the power. So power here, after the death of the king or queen, power is passed to the first child. Like after the Queen Elizabeth II in the England, the power would go to the oldest son, that is Prince Charles. You can see second from the left side, and the Queen Elizabeth II is in the middle with the golden suit. And nowadays, although this monarchical system in the true sense doesn't exist, still there's around 44 constitutional monarchies around the world, and in these systems the power of the monarch is limited through the constitution. Here constitution limits the power of the monarch, like Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Jordan. These are the example of the Islamic monarchies. They have more power. And on the other hand, there's example of the United Kingdom. This is also a monarchy where Queen Elizabeth is the monarch. One very controversial form of government that became popular during the world wars, that is dictatorship. Here the single leader holds the absolute power. The word dictator came from the word dictate. It means to give orders. These dictators are not elected, right? They get their power by the force. They hold the total control over the state, over the society, over the education, media, military, and everything. Their words are constitution. They are above all. Their words are above all. And there are a lot of historical examples, like Hitler in the Germany was a dictator. Saddam Hussein of Iraq was a dictator. You can see with the green. And Stalin was also a dictator of USSR. We can also categorize China as a dictatorship country. So here comes the next form of government, that is theocracy. The word theocracy came out from the word theos, which means God. It means the whole meaning of this word would be the rule of the God, right? So here The country is ruled by the religious leaders, by the spiritual leaders, and these religious or spiritual leaders consider themselves as the representatives of the God. Today, there are no examples of the absolute theocracies, like Vatican City, right, in the Italy, in the Rome. It's the smallest country in the world. Vatican City has the semi theocratic government, where the Pope, you can see in the picture, where the Pope is the leader of the Roman Catholic Church, and he holds the power. So this is theocracy, rule of the spiritual leader, ruled by the spiritual leader. And this also believes in the theory of divine rights. One more form of government is anarchy. What is this? It's simply a country where there is no government, where there is no rule, no law, and no order. The condition of total disorder. It generally happens, it may happen just after the civil wars or after the long years of war when government may become weak. It doesn't last very long, right? So today, anarchists are those people who do not want government and who consider it bad, right? And today's world, Somalia can be considered as anarchical country, anarchist country, right? Because there the government is very weak due to many years of wars, right? Their piracy and terrorism is very common. So the most popular form, the modern form, right? Very common form in the modern days is the democracy. Democracy is a form of government in which rulers are elected by the people. Here people elect the rulers. As 16th president of USA said, was that Abraham Lincoln said that the democracy is a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. The basic idea behind the democracy is that people rule themselves by participating in the decision making process. They takes their own decision, but this decision making process may differ. Somewhere they take the direct decisions and somewhere they take the indirect decisions. Let's see that there can be basically two types of democracy, and these are direct democracy and indirect democracy. The direct democracy, people participate directly in the decision making process. Currently there is no country which is having the direct democracy in the world, right? Because it was earlier there in the Greece, right, where the number of population is less, their direct democracy is possible. On the another hand, there is example of indirect democracy, which is very common nowadays. This is also known as the representative democracy, because here we choose the citizens, citizens choose, right, the representatives, and these representatives takes a decision on behalf of their uh, people, right? So democratic government in today's time is usually known as representative democracies, right? People do not directly take the decisions, right? Their representative takes the decision on their behalf, right? So this is the explanation. And nowadays, like India, USA, Brazil, just after the China, right, these are the some of the largest country in the India is the largest democracy in the world, right? USA is also a democratic country. So these are the forms of the government. If you have any query, you can ask, and thank you very much.